Good morning, students. In this video, let us find the procedure how to find the time period of a signal which is given as sum of multiple periodic signals. That means x of t here given as x1, x2, x3 addition, where x1, x2, x3 all the signals are periodic signals. The resultant signal x of t, whether it is periodic signal or non-periodic signal. So we have to calculate that according to the procedure. How to determine that signal whether it is periodic or not. I'll give you the steps in the procedure first and I'll explain the steps, and then I will take one example to find the time period of that signal. Let us consider the procedure first. To find the time period for x of t is equal to x1 of t, x2 of t plus x3 of t and so on. If this signal is a continuous time signal, it can be a discrete signal. The dt signal or discrete time signal, it is given as x of n is equal to x1 of n plus x2 of n, x3 of n and so on. If it is a dt signal. Let us see the procedure how to find the time period of this signal. That means if this is the periodic signal, then overall time period of x of n, let us consider capital N, and this one time period n1, this one time period n2, this one time period n3. Here assumption is that all individual signals are periodic signals. If any one of these signal is non-periodic, definitely overall signal is non-periodic. No doubt about it. Only under the assumption that all the signals involved in this addition is periodic signals, then we should confirm whether this signal is, again whether it is periodic or non-periodic, we don't know. So we have to see the procedure to find whether it is periodic or not. Let us consider, and here in continuous time, the total time period let us consider as t. For this time period t1, for this time period t2, for this t3 and so on. First, step 1, calculate the value of time period, individual time periods of the signal. Calculate individual time periods t1, t2, t3 and so on. Or if it is a discrete time signal, n1, n2, n3 and so on. Find individual time period values in the step 1. And the second step, find the ratios as R1 is equal to T1 by T2, R2 is equal to T1 by T3 and so on. Observe all the ratios having the numerator as first signal time period. That is the first one time period we have to consider. That is numerator should be same time period. Denominator continuously we are changing like this. And if it is a discrete time signal, N1 by N2, N1 by N3, how many signals are there? That many ratios. Right. Anyhow, the step 3, observe all ratios whether those are rational or not. If all ratios are rational, then the given signal x of t or x of n is confirmed that it is a periodic signal. Then we can find the time period of this signal. Here by the step 3 we are confirming that the signal is periodic. When the ratios are rational. Rational in the sense just ratio of two integers. Ratio of two integers. Ratio should not involve any pi or square root 3 and so on. There is no pi, no root 3 or square root of any integer value in these ratios. It should be fairly ratio of two integers. Then it is called rational. If it is all ratios rational, then the given signal is periodic. Confirming that it is periodic signal, then we can proceed to find the time period of that signal. In the step 4, what we will do means, find LCM of denominators of all ratios like R1, R2, R3 and so on. How many? That many. So first what we are doing means LCM we are finding for all the denominators only of ratios. After finding denominators, in the last step, we find the time period. If it is continuous time, here t is equal to t1 multiplied by that LCM value. This is the time period of the required signal. So that discrete time is similarly capital N is equal to N1 multiplied by LCM. So after finding LCM value, we are multiplying with the numerator value what we have considered to find the ratios. The numerator N1 here, that's why N1 multiplied by LCM. Here the numerator T1, that's why T1 multiplied by LCM. Then we will get the overall time period of the given signal x of t. Like that we can find the time period of a given signal which is sum of individual periodic signals. This is very important problem because almost multiple times it was asked in the GATE examinations. Multiple times asked, and in future also definitely will get the question. Anyhow, let us consider one example, and according to this procedure, I will find the time period. I think you had noted and you remember this procedure. I am erasing this one and I am finding the time period based on this procedure. Let us consider. Here I am considering the continuous time signal first. In future coming videos, I will give different GATE practice problems for the time period calculation like this, for discrete time signals and different variations. For example, now I am considering x of t is given as cos 100 by t plus cos 300 by t cos 500 by t. This is sum of three cosine signals. Individually, all signals are periodic, we know. Here omega is 100 pi, here omega is 300 pi, here omega is 500 pi. So we have individual frequencies corresponding time periods, so that individually all are periodic signals. The sum of these three signals, we should confirm that whether it is periodic or non-periodic. Let us consider the procedure. First, step 1. We should find the individual time periods. T1, T2, T3. Three signal time periods we have to find. Let us find the time period of this signal. Time period is equal to 2 pi by omega. That means 2 pi by 100 pi. How much we are getting? 1 by 50. Similarly, second signal time period. That is T2, let us consider 2 pi by omega. That is 300 pi. That means how much T2? 1 by 150. Similarly, third signal time period T3, let us consider. This is 2 pi by 500 pi. That means T3 is equal to 1 by 250. Fine. We got individual time periods for the given signals. Then, in the step 2, find ratios. Here three signals means two ratios we will get. So that R1 T1 by T2, that is equal to, this is T1, this is T2, this divided by this, 1 by 50 divided by 1 by 150. That is equal to 50, it will go to 3 times. So it is 3. Similarly, second ratio, T1 by T3. T1 value is 1 by 50, T3 value is 1 by 250. So that T1 by T3 value is 1 by 50 divided by 1 by 250 is, it is 5. In the step 3, we should confirm whether all the ratios are rational or not. Observe here ratio, first one is 3, second one ratio is 5. Fairly those two are integers, so that ratios are rational. Means given signal x of t is a periodic signal. In the step 4, we should find the time period of this periodic signal, so that first LCM should be calculated. LCM of here denominator 1, here also denominator 1. So the LCM of 1 comma 1 is 1. That means in the last step, the total time period is first time period multiplied by LCM. What is the first time period means? This is 1 by 50. 1 by 50 multiplied by LCM value 1. So that this is 1 by 50. Finally what we got means the time period of this signal is 1 by 50. Fine. Like that we can calculate the time period. First we can determine whether the given signal is periodic or not. And then if it is periodic, how to find the time period like this? We can easily calculate, right? Fine. Thank you.